get ready for worship. I hope you had a good week. And yeah.
We are a sea of voices. We are an ocean of your grace gathered under one name. We are a tide that's rising, and we cannot be contained. Gathered under one name. Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing the glories of our Lord God Almighty. Oh, to sing the Savior's praise, the triumph of His grace. You are worthy. You are worthy, God. We have found our anthem at the cross where sin was slain. Gathered under one name, where every chain is broken and every sorrow swept away. Gathered under one name. Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing the glories of our Lord God Almighty. Oh, to sing the Savior's praise, the triumph of His grace. You are worthy. You are worthy, God.
With all heaven sing.
With all heaven sing and all earth below, one holy King, one highest throne. With all heaven sing, all earth below, one holy King, one highest throne. Oh, 1,000 tongues to sing the glories of our Lord God Almighty. Oh, to sing the Savior's praise, the triumph of His grace. You are worthy. Yes, you're so worthy, God. Oh, for 1,000 tongues to sing the glories of our Lord God Almighty. Oh, to sing the Savior's praise, the triumph of His grace. You are worthy. You are worthy, God.
Let's sing a weapon.
The weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. My God. My God will never fail. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle Giving me space to breathe, so I'll stay still until it sinks in. And I will lean back in the loving arms of the beautiful Father. Breathe deep, know that He is good. He's a love like no other. You will never leave. Your love sustaining me. Before I even knew what love was, brought me here to rest, and given me space to breathe.
pray that we can connect to Cynthia's message and take something, from it. I also pray that you bless us tonight and that we have a good rest of the week. Amen.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, worship team. Welcome to Epag. My name is Pastor Cynthia, if you haven't met me yet. Pastor P is in the dome behind me playing drums tonight. Welcome. It's really weird having you guys completely opposite, so I'm just going to talk to no one out here. No, I'm just kidding. Well, welcome. We're so excited for Epagyouth tonight. We're going to kick us off with a game. So we have boys over here, girls over here. I need 9 volunteers from each male and female group. 9 volunteers. I'll take you 2 back there. Lexi and Dominique and Maggie. Allison. Sarah. 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 4 more girls. I need 9 of you. Oh, I will tell you that once I get my 9 people. Do any of you guys want to join? No? Okay. Come on, Brant. We need 9 of you. Wow, you guys are lame. Your friends want you to play. Guys, we need 9 of you. What is going on? Normally you can't sit down. I need 9 of you to get up right now. Okay, we got 9 girls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Okay. Girls, you're going to come stand right here. So girls, you're going to be all right here. So we have no guys who want to play. It's fun. It's fun. Do you want to know? Will it make you volunteer? Brant, you don't want to play? Okay, yeah. I'm going to tell you guys that in a second. Do all of you guys want to play? Do all the girls want to play? Okay, girls, come up here. All of the girls are going to play, but we're going to split you in half. So half of you over here, half of you over here. So just randomly split yourselves up. Girls, over here. If you're on a team, over here. Yes, Ines, we need you to play. Julia, we need you to play. So we need more over here. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 7? Is that even? 7 and 7? Okay, well, I need you to be even for it to be fair, so I can't. Okay, so we have 7 and 7. Yeah, you guys are all old over here. Okay, guys, what we're gonna do, since the boys are lame, the girls are gonna do this game. We're gonna see who can win, but I will say, who wants to know who won last week's game? If you think your small group won, make a big shout. The senior high girls, you guys won. Yes. You'll get your advantage next week because I really want to apply to this week. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to test your wrapping paper skills tonight. So, Chase, there's 1 scissors over there. Will you bring it for this team? Yes, but I actually don't think we need more. 1, 2. Yeah. Let's do 5 rolls. Chase, I need 1 more roll, so we need 5 and 5. So girls pick 5 rolls of wrapping paper. You girls pick 5 rolls. Doesn't matter what they are. Just pick 5. Okay, he's gonna get 1 more. You have enough? 4. Chase is gonna get 1 more for these girls. You each get 1 scissors. And Chase, 1 more roll of tape too. Sorry. Okay, so you guys need to be split. So I need see this middle roll. I need you guys over here. You girls over here. Okay, guys, here's what's gonna happen. Put the rolls on the floor. Don't touch them, but you can have them near you, or see these girls are listening already. They're right there. So put the rolls down. What's gonna happen is whatever team of girls has all of the girls individually wrapped first wins. Okay? Listen, you have to be wrapped from your neck down. I can't see anything from your neck down. You can do however you want to do. Okay, I do have more, but you should not run out. Okay, does that make sense? So your whole team has to be individually wrapped. The first one to finish wins. What? You gotta figure that out yourself. Sorry. There is a technique where you can basically wrap yourself, but I can't tell you that. So maybe try helping each other and then go like that. Okay, are you guys ready? You only have one scissors, by the way, so use that wisely. On your marks, get set, go. Remember, I can't see you from your neck down. Wow, Ada, you're already wrapped. I love it. What's up, Abby? It's good to see you. Everyone say hi, Abby. You're not going to have enough. Okay, Pete, will you bring them more wrapping paper? There's right behind you. Oh, no. Okay, split it up. Guys, I gave you each some more rolls. Good job, girls. Keep it going. I like your creativity. Pete, can you bring more tape? Nice job, Allison. You guys are being so creative. I love it. Grace, why aren't you wrapped yet? Oh, Hope, you're the cutest gift wrapped I've ever seen. It's so cute. You guys are behaving so well over here. Do you guys not like wrapping gifts? No? Caleb, you don't like wrapping gifts? You guys are so boring. You need your bottoms wrapped. I said your neck down if we have enough wrapping paper, but you have 4 rolls, so. Yeah, your neck down has to be covered. See, there's more wrapping paper over here, guys. Sarah, you look great. What? Oh, please, Logan. You guys are like halfway there. I love it. Is it overwhelming? Yeah. Lucy looks like a distraught gift that has been wrapped. Lucy, I love it. How's it going, girls? You're so close. Yeah, Julia. What? Oh my goodness. These girls are doing good. As many as you can get wrapped, but you got 2 more rolls. Bethany, you have 2 more rolls you need to use. I feel like these girls might win. You better hurry. I like it. Once you guys are wrapped, stay put. Don't destroy yourselves yet. Don't self-destruct. Hope, you look great. Grace, you look great. Oops, I love it. Maggie, it's wonderful. Once you think you're fully wrapped, come here and face like out there. Turn around. Yeah, you need your shoes covered, honey. Ada's good, I think, if she just like stands in the right direction. Alice? Okay, as much as you can get, I like it. Yeah, you're good. Girls, as much as you can get. So like Lexi, you're good. I like the 1 foot, that's good. Almost done. Girls, you better hurry. I don't know if you're gonna win. I think these girls might have got it already. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna have to call it. I think these girls win. Yeah, okay, pause. Don't self-destruct. Chase is gonna take a picture quick. Look at Chase. Girls, get in a little huddle. He's gonna take your picture next too. Pete, there's a garbage bag. You're on garbage patrol. Grace, can you grab that garbage bag? You guys are so cute. I love it. Just start picking it up. Okay, look at Chase. Pete's got a garbage bag, girls. If you just want to pick up your wrapping paper and give it to Pete, that would be awesome. Allison and Simone, if you guys will get my stuff for me quick. Okay, we're going to transition into our message, but we're going to get cleaned up quick. Yeah, will you grab like the scissors and tape? Just put in a pile for now. I just don't want obviously stuff everywhere. Yeah, yes, thank you. Guys, we're going to get into our message. Could you do me a favor? Guys, could you move here? Girls, could you move here? I don't think I can preach just at a blank seats. So guys, just hop over here. Girls, just hop over there. Well, walk, hop. Thank you, Bethany and Grace. You guys can just leave the garbage there. We'll get it afterwards. Guys, you can sit over there. Thank you, Logan. Guys, welcome, welcome. Great job, girls. If you won the game, raise your hand so we can see you nice and proud. Yeah, there you go. Good job, girls. Good job. Guys, I'm disappointed. I thought you would have wanted to wrap yourselves, but I guess you enjoyed the music. At least you enjoyed it. I respect that. Well, welcome. How many of you are ready for Christmas? Yeah. Anyone have like something really important on their wish list, like they have got to get it? Anyone? Everyone feels, what was that? Oh, no. Oh, a life. I know what I have on my list, and I'm pretty sure it's under my tree because Pete secretly went Christmas shopping for me this past week. Do you guys know, like, on your iPhones how you have, like, the tracker so you can see people where they're at? Well, Pete was here practicing drums, and he said he was on his way home and he had to get gas. And it doesn't take over an hour to get gas. And I checked where he was, and he was Christmas shopping. And then I checked my Wells Fargo bank statement, and I just saw that there was a purchase, so I knew that he was Christmas shopping. So all of that to say, if you're going to go Christmas shopping and you want it to be a surprise, maybe try to be a little more secretive than that. But I'm excited for what's under the tree, man. But anyways, welcome. We're going to keep this sermon sweet and short if I can keep your attention the whole time. So anyone know what our sermon series is for December? God with us. We started it last week, and I've been told I talk really fast, so I'm going to try going a little slower today. But we're talking about God with us because the name Emmanuel means God with us, and that we are not alone. And last week we talked about Moses and how he brought the Israelites out of Egypt. And we talked about all the cool miracles he did, and how when they built this golden calf, he got so mad. Remember, I chucked the books, he chucked the tablets, he burnt the idol, he got the little ashes from the idol. He put it in the river, and he forced the people to drink it because he was so mad at them. And then he's like, God, show me your glory. And we talked about how when God's with us, his glory's with us, even if you are like, no, it's not, but it really is. And so tonight we're just going to talk about, because God is with us, we're not alone. And we're going to talk about 3 things that make us feel like God isn't with us. They are 3 things that happened to Mary in the Bible story of when Jesus was born. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But I still think these 3 things are relevant to us today. So we're going to jump right into Matthew 1, verse 18. This is how the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law and yet did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him and took Mary home as his wife. But he did not consummate their marriage until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. So now we're going to be talking about I'm not alone. And I want you guys to put yourself in Mary's shoes and think of these 3 things that made her feel like she was alone during the Christmas story. And when we think of the Christmas story, we think of like how exciting it is and how awesome and Jesus came to be born and a baby, and like it makes us as Christians excited. But yeah, if you really think about it and you think about what Mary was feeling, it's really probably not that exciting for her at the beginning. Like she is scared to death. She's scared of being alone. For starters, Mary was a woman. Okay, and unlike the feminist movement nowadays, unlike us women, back in the Bible days, women depended on men to provide for them and to protect them. Like, back in the day, if Joseph was to divorce Mary, like, she was toast, okay? So it was a little different than it is nowadays. So Mary is scared to death because she's a woman. Her parents have planned for her to marry this man. In some areas of the world, and back in Bible times, like, you know, your family told you basically who you're going to marry. Thank the Lord it's not like that these days. You can marry whomever you would like, literally. And so she was a woman, so she's afraid of being alone. And her family reputation was basically a disgrace now because Mary was pregnant without been married to Joseph. AKA, they hadn't slept together yet, so there's no way that she could be pregnant, but yet the Holy Spirit conceived Jesus inside of her. So she has valid reasons to be scared of being alone. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, especially during COVID, how many of you sometimes at points of your life felt like a little bit alone? Like, how many of you were ever quarantined like this past, basically, year? Has anyone been quarantined? Just raise your hand. Wow, like 2 of you. Okay. So it comes, like, when you're quarantined, like, you're alone, and maybe you had a family, but how many of you were going crazy? Like, I can't, Lucy knows what I mean. Like, it stinks when you're at home alone. And Mary probably felt a little bit like this during this time. But there are 3 things that made Mary feel alone. The first is disgrace. Because back then, your family name, your family reputation was everything. Like, I don't think it's like that maybe for most of us nowadays. Like, it's not like, oh, my name is Ortega, and this is my father, and, like that kind of thing. But back then, it was huge. And if you read, like, the genealogy and the different list of names in the Bible, like, it says, son of blank, son of blank, son of blank, because who your father was important. So who Mary's father was and their reputation was important. And now this disgrace was upon her, and it was upon her family, and probably some of her family were the ones like shooting words of disgrace at her because they were so ashamed and so upset. And yet, despite all of this, it was God's plan. And so maybe some of you are here today and you're like, yeah, I felt disgraced before. Yeah, I messed up before. Yeah, it stinks. Well, guess what? I get it, and so does Mary, the mother of the Messiah. Like I've said before, I've always wanted to be like the perfect child when I grew up. And so anytime I made a little mistake, whether it was like, I don't know, I broke something accidentally, or I made something the wrong way, like, I would take it so personally. I'd be like, oh my goodness, I, like, disgraced my parents, or I disgraced my reputation of being perfect. And that's probably how Mary felt. But the thing about disgrace is, like, it's a little thing that we can do, nothing super big. Like, if you break a vase, you're like, it's not that big of a deal, right? But for me growing up, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a disgrace to my family, like all that type of thing, right? But here's the thing about disgrace. You get this little thing you do, you mess up, it gets inside your head, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the devil convinces you that it's something that you should be ashamed of. And the devil was trying to convince Mary, like, this is something you should be ashamed of. But yet it was God's plan to bring Jesus, the Messiah, into the world through this form of disgrace that she was experiencing. So I'm here to tell you tonight that even in this moment that Mary was facing of public disgrace, of disgrace to her family, she might have felt the farthest away from God that she had ever felt before. But here's the truth. God was closer to her than he had ever been before because Jesus was in her womb. And so maybe today you're like facing some sort of disgrace in your life. I don't know. But the truth is that in your disgrace, God is closer to you than he ever has been before because he's in your heart. And another thing that made Mary feel like God wasn't with her, like she was alone, and the same is relevant to us, is the word divorce. Joseph had the option to divorce Mary. After all, she was pregnant and it wasn't his child. And let me just say, maybe you were raised by like your stepmom or stepdad or grandparents or aunt, uncle, or maybe you're like me and you're adopted. Who you call mom and dad, they don't have to have your same DNA. You guys don't have to have the same blood for you guys to have a mother-father relationship. Like, if you saw my parents, they're probably watching me right now preach. We look nothing alike, okay? But yet, they are more my mom and dad to me than anyone ever will be. And so even though Jesus wasn't Joseph's biological son, he was obedient to the voice of God, and he took him home as his own, and he raised him. And I'm sure Jesus called him like dad, hey, papi, hey, father, hey, padre, whatever they call him, even though they weren't like blood related. And so maybe you're like, hey, I have a stepmom, a stepdad, I have grandparents that raised me. Dude, if you want to call them mom and dad, call them mom and dad. If you have people in your life who like are like a mom and dad too, call them mom and dad. Like, they don't have to be DNA or blood for that relationship because, hey, look, the Son of Man was raised by someone who wasn't biologically his father. And even though Joseph had the right and he had the choice and the option to divorce Mary, he didn't, because he obeyed God and he remained faithful to their original plan. And Joseph did this because he loved God and because he loved Mary. And let me just say, love, okay, so if you're a guy in here, raise your hand. Raise your hand. You're like, yeah, you guys are guys. Okay. So guys, let me just say this. Love is not, I'm not going to tell you what love is and isn't, but I am going to tell you it. Love isn't like trying to be mean to a girl to act all flirty. Love isn't calling her cute. Girls, okay, just hold on. I'm going to preach to you in about 5 seconds. Love isn't making her go farther than she feels comfortable. Love isn't making her feel like a disgrace. But love is treating her for the woman that she is. Love is respecting her and being obedient to the voice of God and treating her the way that he wants you to treat her. Just like Joseph did to Mary, you guys have the same responsibility to do to maybe your one day wives. And ladies, love isn't a mushy-gushy feeling you get when you think a guy's cute. And love, let me tell you, love will not fix your life. If you are having struggles in your own life right now, getting a boyfriend will not make all those problems go away. Okay, like preach, right? These girls like, yeah, honey. And love is a choice. It's choosing to forgive. And you know what marriage just taught me? Love is losing your right to always be right. Man, I always want to be right. And you know, how many of you guys know, like, you know something is right, it's true, but yet the other person just doesn't want to agree with you. Ada knows what I'm talking about. Yes. Well, guess what? When you love someone, sometimes you just got to give up your right to always be right. It stinks. Pete knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I get it, guys. The love that maybe you see in the movies and stuff, or like the love that I'm talking about in the Bible, you don't always see that every day. It's rare. Maybe you don't see it in your school. Maybe you don't see it in your families, in your parents, in your relationships, in your friends. But that doesn't mean it's not out there. And I'm sure Mary wanted this type of love, this true love with Joseph. I mean, what girl doesn't dream of marrying the man of her dreams and living happily ever after, right? Like, I'm sure Mary wanted that. And yet she was so scared that Joseph would divorce her and leave her, and then no one would be able to protect her or provide for her. But yet Joseph chose not to because he loved her and because he loved God so much. And I get it. Some of you have been impacted by divorce. Maybe your parents aren't even together. Maybe they were never married. Maybe your grandparents or aunts or uncles or friends have like gone through divorce. Dude, I'm so sorry that has happened to you. And also, let me just say, divorce does not define you. God defines you. So whatever your parents have gone through, whatever your grandparents, friends, that does not define you. And I can't promise you that even if you find this godly love that the Bible talks about, even if you find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, I can't promise you that you will never face divorce. But here's what I can promise you guys tonight, and listen up. No matter what you go through, I can promise you that God will always be with you. I can't promise you that you won't face divorce or disgrace or darkness, which is what I'm going to talk about next. But I can promise you that God will always be with you. Even when he doesn't feel like it, even when 2020 has been like super cray-cray and you've been in quarantine or you've had to go to online school now or whatever it is, you lost your job. Some of you have jobs. I can promise you that God will always be with you. So if you take anything away from this tonight, know that divorce cannot depart you from God, and either can disgrace. And the more that you know that, check this out, guys, the more that you know that those things can't separate you from God, the less the devil has of a chance to convince you that it does. Because the more you know something and you stand on that truth, the harder it is for the devil to convince you of that lie. And lastly, I want to talk about the third thing that Mary might have been facing to make her feel like she was alone and like God wasn't with her, is darkness. How do you feel like when the lights go off, all of a sudden you feel a lot more alone than when the lights were on? Does anyone feel that way? Growing up, okay, maybe you won't admit it now, but like growing up, was anyone ever scared of the dark? Like the boogeyman? Yeah, some of you are. I remember growing up, and we didn't live in the same house my parents live in now, but we lived in like basically an old like daycare center, so we made it into a house, but it was just like this big building essentially. And like part of the house was like 3 bedrooms, mine, my brother's, my parents, and then there was like this, what I thought was a really long hallway one way, and then a really long hallway the other way to the bathroom. And I can remember, I don't even know how old I was, I would wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom. And I was not going to go down that one hallway and down the other hallway by myself in the dark because it was too scary. So I remember going to my brother's room and knocking on his door. He was a year younger than me, so how embarrassing is it to get your little brother? And I'm like, dude, you got to take me to the bathroom. Like, I'm scared. And we didn't have phones back then, so, like, we don't have any flashlights. We couldn't turn on the lights. Why we couldn't turn on the lights, I don't know. So I'd wake him up, and he'd get up with me. He'd walk me to the bathroom. He'd wait outside. I'd shut the door. I'd go to the bathroom. Then he'd walk me back to my room, and then he'd go to bed. And I remember there was times that he did it to me, too, and I was so mad, even though I expected him to do it to me. But all because I was afraid of the dark. Dude, we locked our doors. There's nothing going to get inside. Like, dude, what is the boogeyman going to eat me alive or something? Like, I don't know why I was so afraid, but I was afraid of the dark. And another time I was afraid of the dark. Y'all, this is a real story. This legit happened. You guys will not believe me. I'm just kidding. You will believe me. So that's my younger brother, Michael, I talked about. I have 6 older siblings. My oldest brother, Andy, he's a wild man. Like, if you are friends with him on Facebook, he posts some crazy stuff. Anyways, he lives in the state called Idaho. How many of you have ever been to Idaho before? It is so beautiful. Everything is spread out. There's mountains. It's snowy. It's just awesome. And so my brother Andy, he's a wild man. He basically lives like out on this ranch, except he doesn't really have ranchy animals. He just like lives out on this farm, essentially, to Minnesotans. And you have to drive like a long way out on some gravel roads to get there. It's like in the middle of nowhere. And out on his farm, him and his wife, Emily, they have 3 kids. And, well, not really kids, they're like teenagers. But anyways, they have 3 kids. And my brother, he likes his toys. So he has like every type of snowmobile, 4-wheelers, razors, ATVs, motorcycles, you name it, he has it. And he likes to just like go out and ride those things in the mountains. And so a couple summers ago, we were there, me, my brother, my dad, and my mom. We were visiting him. He's like, dude, we should go on a little like razor ride. Do you guys know what razors are? Okay, you guys will not follow me if you think it. How would I explain, like an ATV? Yeah? Do you guys know what ATVs are? Okay. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Well, if you think it's a scooter, it's not a scooter. Anyways, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, he's like, let's go on this razor ride up in the mountains. This is like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's like pretty early. We're like, sure, let's go. We'll be back for supper. So there's 3 razors, and there's 3 of us in each razors. And so we start going out, and he's like, he said it was going to be just a little trip. So we're like, it's fine. And so we start going out. We start going up in the mountain, and it's getting darker and darker and darker, and we keep going farther and farther and farther. And all I can think about is A, I'm hungry, B, I'm cold, C, I'm tired, and D, however far we are right now, we still have to make all of that way back. Like, dude, let's turn around. But he was leading the front razor, and then it was me, my younger brother, and my niece, and then my other brother was behind us. So, like, we're in the middle, so we can't just be like, dude, let's leave. Like, we have to keep following him. And so we find out after we've made it, who knows how far, it's pitch black, that he wanted to take us to like this monument thing where like you sign your name saying you made it to the top of the mountain. And so we got there. We didn't have a pen, so we didn't sign it. So that was great. So no one ever knew we were there. But we get there, and then it's time to go back. And I'm like super happy. I have no idea what time it is. We don't have phones, nothing. And so we're going back, and he's so far ahead of us, I can't see him. And my other brother's so far behind us, I can't see him and I can't hear him. And it's pitch black. And we are going up this mountain, and the next thing you know, our razor dies. And there's no lights. There's nothing. And all I can tell you is I started bawling my eyes out, and I started singing the song, I Am Not Alone by Carrie Job. If you know, you know. And I was like, Lord, help us. We are like literally no one knows where we're at. It's pitch black. He's so far ahead of us, and I have no idea what happened to my other brother. He probably fell off the cliff at this point in time. I don't know. And finally, after I'm like crying and I'm trying not to freak out, my brother's like a little girl sometimes, and so he's freaking out. And then my niece Haley is like literally younger than me, and she's like kind of making kind of chill, kind of cool. And finally, they found out that we weren't following them anymore, and they come back for us. And I think they had to jump our razor. They had to get it turning on, give us gas, whatever it was. I don't remember. And we finally got the lights back on, and we finally made it out of the mountain. I was so mad at my brother for taking us out there that long. So we left around like 4 or 5 o'clock. It was like 2 in the morning by the time we got back. I was so cold. My face was full of mud. I was just so scared of the dark. I never want to be up in a mountain that late at night again. And I felt kind of alone even though I was surrounded by people. And I can bet you that Mary, even though she wasn't facing like this physical darkness in the sky, that this point in her life when she found out she was pregnant and that she was probably going to get divorced, she felt like a disgrace. She felt like there was a little bit of darkness going on in her life. And maybe some of you can relate, like when you're on that razor, even though you're with people and there's darkness around you, you still get scared. Like you feel like you're alone. And I want to tell you tonight that because we have Jesus, because he came at Christmas while we get to celebrate and have gifts and all these awesome things, because of that, you will never be alone because he is always with you. I don't know why I was crying like a little girl on the mountain. Dude, God was with me. I didn't have nothing to fear. I mean, maybe there was like wolves and wild animals up there, but that's fine. Like God made them. He could have prevented them from killing me. But yet sometimes like me in that moment, you forget that, hey, dude, God's with me. Like you black out for a minute, you start crying a little bit, and feelings are real. Like Mary had valid reasons to feel like alone, and you guys do too. But I'm here to tell you tonight that because Jesus is here, you have hope, and you will never have to be alone, even during this crazy season of your life. And here's the thing. Even if Mary felt like she was in darkness, the light of the world was about to dawn. God was closer to her in this darkness than she would have ever been in the light. And the light of the world was about to be born through her. She was literally about to give birth to the Son of God. And the last thing that was going to happen to Mary was that she was going to be alone. Like literally that's the last plan on God's agenda in this story. Because God had a plan for her, and he's got a plan for you, and God will always be with you. So tonight, we're going to split up in small groups in just a minute, and I'm going to pray us out. But I just want you guys to know that I love you guys, and I'm so happy you're here. And I know that no matter what you go through this week, before I see you again, maybe before I see you in a long time, God's with you, and he's got you. And this Christmas, we can rejoice because of that. I forgot to do announcements. Next Wednesday at Youth is Christmas at Epagyouth, so you better be here. It's going to be so much fun. We've got some fun things planned. Hopefully, you guys want to participate more than last tonight. And then the Wednesday after that, we don't have youth because it is Christmas Eve. So I hope you guys have Christmas Adam. Okay, Christmas Adam. So we don't have youth the week after that, but come next week. It's going to be super awesome. I'm going to close this out in prayer. God, thank you for tonight. Thank you for every student. Thank you that you're with us. And thank you that this Christmas we can be reminded of that. Would you be with your people and help us have a great rest of our evening together? In your name I pray. Amen. Anessa's going to take senior high girls. Julia's got her